You know, artificial intelligence is doing some absolutely incredible things. But there's a dark side. It's opening up a whole new playbook for scammers, and it's getting deeply personal. Today, we're going to talk about one of the scariest new threats out there, AI voice cloning, and how criminals are using it to go after the people you love most.
Okay, I want you to just imagine this for a second. Your phone rings. You answer it, and you hear your grandchild's voice, but they're panicked. The voice, it's perfect. The way they talk, the little pauses, it's them. You'd swear it was. And they're telling you they're in serious trouble, a car accident. Maybe they're in jail, and they need money right now. Your heart just drops. Your first, only instinct is to help. But what if that's not really them?
3 seconds. That's it. A measly 3 seconds of audio is all a scammer needs to clone someone's voice with terrifying accuracy. And where do they get it? Anywhere. A video you posted on social media, a quick story on Instagram, even a clip from a voicemail. With just that tiny little sample, they can make that person say anything they want.
So how does this even work? Well, it's called AI voice cloning, and it's shockingly simple for them to use. This software basically inhales that little bit of audio and analyzes everything that makes a voice unique: the pitch, the rhythm, the little quirks. The result? A digital puppet that sounds so much like your family member, it's almost impossible to tell the difference just by listening.
And here's the really insidious part. They don't just use the voice. They pair it with a story that's designed to make you panic. These are our worst nightmares, right? They create this intense sense of urgency, and they always tell you to keep it a secret. Please don't tell mom and dad, they'll be so mad. That's on purpose. It stops you from thinking clearly and making that one call that would expose the whole thing.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. No way! I'd know my own kid's voice. I'd know my grandchild's voice. And honestly, I'd like to think I would too. But the research tells a very different and, frankly, a very scary story. The very things we listen for to know if someone is being real are now being used against us.
Get this. In a recent study, people listened to a bunch of audio clips and had to guess, is this real or is this AI? Their average accuracy was just 37.5%. That is way worse than just flipping a coin. Think about that. We aren't just getting it wrong sometimes, we are actively and confidently picking the wrong answer most of the time.
So, what is going on here? Why are we so bad at this? Well, this quote from someone in that study says it all. We listen for the little mistakes, the ums, the pauses, a breath, and our brain says, that's human, that's authentic. But the scammers know that. They can now program the AI to fake those imperfections, making the fake voice sound, well, more real than a real one sometimes.
This actually has a name. It's a psychological principle called the imperfection heuristic. It's that mental shortcut we've always used that tells us if it's flawed, it must be human. And you know what? For all of human history, that was a pretty safe bet. But not anymore. Now that instinct is a bug in our system that scammers are exploiting.
And this leads to something researchers are calling bidirectional confusion, which is just wild. Look at this data. Not only did people mistake 3/4 of the AI voices for human, they did the opposite too. They listened to real human voices and called them AI over 60% of the time. Our perception is so completely scrambled that we're starting to believe fakes are real and real is fake.
Okay, so this all sounds pretty bleak, right? The technology is terrifyingly good and our own ears can't be trusted. It feels hopeless, but it is not, because the solution is shockingly simple. It's low tech, and it's something that AI simply cannot crack.
I want you to meet your new best friend, the family safe word. It's exactly what it sounds like. It is a secret word or a silly phrase that only your family knows. It could be an inside joke, the name of your first dog, anything. So when you get that frantic call, you cut through the emotion and just ask one simple question. What's the safe word?
The best way to think about it is like multi-factor authentication for your life, like when you log into your bank. A scammer can clone the voice. Okay, that's one factor. But they can't possibly know your family's secret word. That's the second factor. No matter how perfect the voice is, they can't give you what they don't know. The scam just stops, right then and there.
And setting this up is so easy. First, you get your family together and you just pick a word. Make it something memorable but not something obvious that someone could guess. Then, and this is the most important part, you talk to everyone. Explain why you're doing this so they understand it's not a game. And finally, you practice. It might feel a little silly, but role-playing it once makes it an automatic reflex if you're ever under pressure.
So, the safe word is your absolute silver bullet.
It's your strongest defense. But you can also add a few other layers of protection just to make yourself an even harder target. Let's walk through a few things you can do right now.
This is all about what I like to call digital hygiene. The goal is to just limit the amount of source material that scammers have on you. Go through your social media accounts and switch them to private. Really think twice before posting a video with your voice in it. The fewer public audio samples of you and your family floating around out there, the harder you are to clone.
And if you get a call that just feels off, your job is to break the scammer's script. The absolute simplest move? Hang up. Just end the call. Then you call your loved one back on the number you already have saved for them. Don't call back the number that just called you. A video call is even better because you get that visual proof. Or you can ask a personal question that only they would know the answer to.
So here's the bottom line. This technology is absolutely designed to fool your senses and to hijack your emotions. But it cannot fake a shared memory. They can't know an inside joke. And it will never, ever know your secret family password. That shared private knowledge you have, that's the one thing that's truly unhackable. Look, knowing this stuff is a powerful defense, but it only works if people are aware that this threat even exists. So now that you know the unhackable secret, my only question is, who are you going to share it with? Who in your life needs to hear this today?